Now, a man accused of drugging his wife and recruiting dozens of strangers to rape her over the course of a decade has admitted guilt in a French court. 71-year-old Dominique Pelicot had been due to testify last week in a case that has shocked and appalled France, but his appearance was delayed due to health issues. Now, he appeared in court this morning to admit his crimes, saying he regretted his actions and asked his wife, Gisele Pelicot, for forgiveness. Well, let's take you through some of the background of this case. In July of 2010, Pelicot was arrested for filming up women's skirts using a hidden camera in a pen. He pleaded guilty and paid a €100 fine. The assaults against his wife, believed to have begun in July the following year and continued until October of 2020. In 2013, the Pelicots had moved to the south of France, where most of the rapes are believed to have taken place. Police opened an investigation into Pelicot in September of 2020 after he was arrested for looking up several women's skirts using his phone in a supermarket. Well, the police then seized his electronic devices, finding a batch of videos and photos leading to his arrest that November. When the trial began on the 2nd of September this year, Gisele waived her legal right to anonymity in order for it to be held in public. Her legal team said she wanted to shift the blame back on to the accused. Let's bring our correspondent Rachel Venables for more on this. So Rachel, look, this trial has now begun properly. He's admitted his guilt. Where does it go next?
Well, there's no doubt that this is one of the most significant moments, of course, in this trial, in this long-standing criminal investigation, which, as you mentioned, there started back in 2020, with Dominique Pelicot today, this morning, in court, effectively admitting his guilt. He said, "I admit to the charges in their entirety. I am a rapist, just like the others in this room." And he went on to say, "I ask my wife, my children, my grandchildren to accept my apologies. I regret what I did. I ask for your forgiveness, even if it's not forgivable." Of course, he's on trial with 50 other men, and it is believed that this moment this morning will be really significant when it comes to the ongoing trial. Of course, he had previously spoken to prosecutors, admitting to investigators his guilt, confessing to them. But of course, to hear him say it in court, a really significant moment. And Gisele was in court for this, his ex-wife, and she later spoke and said, "For 50 years, I lived with a man who I would never have imagined for a single second could do these things. I had complete confidence in this man." And that, of course, one of the most heartbreaking and staggering elements of this case, which has gripped and horrified France and the wider world in equal measure. A little later, we heard from Mr. Pelicot's lawyer, Beatrice Zavaro. She spoke to the media, who were packed outside the courtroom, and this is what she had to say about her client's admission in court this morning.
For my part, there was no element of surprise. What he said today is a reflection of his feelings and his statements to the investigating judge. He explained his journey, the tumults of his life, the traumas he suffered as a child, which are not new and which were reported by the personality investigator and the psychiatric experts.
Well, Dominique Pelicot faces up to 20 years in prison if he is convicted. And as I've already mentioned, he's on trial with 50 other men. They so far haven't commented on their charges. Their ages range from their mid-20s to a 74-year-old man. Many of them deny raping Gisele Pelicot, saying that they were manipulated by her husband, or claiming that they believed that she was consenting.
OK, Rachel Venables for now. Thank you for the update.